Hello students, today we are going to study about the nervous system. As we all know, the nervous system comprises of neurons. So, neurons are the structural and functional unit of nervous system. So, before starting the chapter, I would like to draw the diagram of neuron. So, neuron is a somewhat like elongated structure extended into a long tube-like structure. This is the structure of neuron. In this structure having the nucleus, these are the so this main part is called as cyton or body. The branches, the main branch which is coming from the cyton is dendron, and this further branches of dendrons are dendrites. This is the nucleus. This is the cytoplasm of neuron is called neuroplasm above, and this elongated structure is called as axon, and the terminal branches are called as axon terminals, also called as dendroids. This axon having a layer called as myelin sheath. This myelin sheath is mainly made up of protein and lipids. And the space between the myelin sheath are called as node of Renville. So this is a brief structure of the neuron. It is two having the dark bodies. These are nearest granules. These are made up of RER. So the main function of this nearest granules is protein synthesis. Now, next we'll discuss what is the function of the neuron. So the main function of neuron is transmission of impulse, and this neuron is a longest cell of the body. So on the basis of myelin sheath, we can categorize this neuron into two parts: myelinated and non-myelinated. In case of myelinated, the myelin sheath is present, while in non-myelinated, myelin sheath is absent. Next, this myelin sheath is made up of Schwann cell. So, above the myelin sheath, a Schwann cell is present. This is the nucleus of the Schwann cell. These are the Schwann cells which will secrete the myelin. Next, the myelin sheath, when the myelin sheath is present, the impulse conduction is fast. While in case when myelin sheath are absent, the impulse conduction is slow. Next, as now the pathway to conduct impulse. So first, the dendrites, from dendrites to the cyton, and then cyton to the axon, and lastly to the axon terminal, also called as stereodendron. So likewise, the impulse will be transmitted, and again the axon terminal will next connect to the next dendrites, and so on. Likewise, the impulse transmit. Next, there is a two type of conduction. The impulse can be of two types: electrical and chemical. Electrical, when ions sodium potassium channels are present. So in form of sodium potassium channels, the ions are transmitted. While in case of chemical, the specific neurotransmitters are present. These neurotransmitters are present in the synaptic nodes, which forms the ends terminals of the axon. So the bulb-like structure are called as synaptic nodes, in which neurotransmitters are present. The neurotransmitter can be glycine. The best example is acetylcholine. It can be GABA, which is gamma acetylbutyric acid. aspartate and more, likewise more. Next, what are synapse? Synapse is a junction between two neurons. Next is synaptic cleft. Synaptic cleft is a space between two neurons. And next is synaptic knob. As we have already discussed it, synaptic knobs are the bulb-like structure which having the neurotransmitter which conduct chemical message to the next neuron. So this is just the introduction of nervous system and about the neuron. Mainly our CNS, which is a central nervous system, comprises of neurons having brain and spinal cord. Here, the functional unit present are neurons. Both comprises of neurons and signaling the messages. Next, we'll discuss the types of neurons. Types of neurons is divided into majorly three types. Sensory neuron, motor neuron, and mixed neuron. Sensory neuron take the message from muscles or from the receptor to the, likewise we can say this, from the sense organ to the brain, while motor takes the message which has been transmitted to the brain, from brain to the effector. Again to the sense organ. Next, mixed act as both. It has dual function. It acts as sensory and motor. That it takes the message from the sense organ to the brain, and again from the brain it will transmit to the sense organ. The best example of this is vagus nerve. In the CNS, the neuron present in brain is known as cranial nerves, while in spinal cord are the spinal nerves. So the brain having the nerves called as cranial nerves, and the spinal cord has the spinal nerves. The cranial nerves are 31 pairs, while the spinal nerves are 12 pairs. So this is the brief introduction about the nervous system, how the nervous system works. Its main function is transmission of impulse, the structure, the pathway, and the terms, and the neurons comprises of what and what their function is. In the next class, we'll discuss about the control and coordination. Thank you.